In this video, we're taking a look at the Sirui Duken M6 RGB LED light. Sirui did send me this light for review, but they don't get any input in this video, nor do they get to see it before I publish it. If you want to check the time spots in the chapter graph because you get bored or whatever, you can do that in the bottom here. I really love this little diffusion piece that comes with the Duken. Kind of looks like a mushroom or a marshmallow or something like that, but you can remove it if you don't want to use it. And the light also has built-in diffusion, but it doesn't do a great job of obscuring the LEDs, the actual bulbs underneath. So it's probably worthwhile to just keep that bigger diffusion on there if you want to. It does a really nice job of diffusing the light even more and also wrapping it around the edges slightly so it'll spread the light out. In terms of build quality, the light is all plastic. It feels pretty durable. It feels relatively solid. There's not really much flex to it. The buttons have a nice solid click to them. There is an LED, an OLED display on the back too. It's not huge, but it's definitely legible and gets the job done. There's not a whole lot of different functions or complexity to this light, so it's really easy to see what's going on. Other build quality and features, I guess, would be you got the on-off switch here, and there's a 1/4-20 threaded into the bottom, and you've got a USB charging port. It is an internal battery. It comes with a USB-C to Type A cable. There's also a little hole here for a lanyard, so if you wanted to string a piece of string through this and you could hang it or wear it or whatever you wanted to do, you could do that. And then on 3 sides, there is a little shoe accessory. It also comes with this adapter here, which will just slot into a shoe accessory, and then you have another 1/4-20 mounting point here. Or you could just you could attach multiple Dukens together to make a Super Duken. And this slots in really tightly, so once you press it in there, it's pretty firm, and it takes a really good press in order to get it to come out. Overall, I like the build, I like the features, functionality of it. One thing that is missing is a magnet, so you can't stick this to a metal surface. I mean, you can put it on a metal surface, but unless it's like this, it'll just fall off, because that's how physics works, I guess. A couple things to note about the diffusion piece. It does obviously leave space here on the bottom to access the on and off switch and the charging port and the 1/4-20. It can be difficult to screw in a 1/4-20 mounting accessory because the diffusion is so thick, but you can do it. You just have to really press it in, but it's going to kind of deform the backside of that diffusion, but it'll still work, no big deal. The diffusion piece makes it difficult to stand up the light on a flat surface. This is a bicolor light, so in CCT mode it goes from 8000 K on the high end all the way down to 2500 Kelvin on the low end, and it's adjustable in increments of 50. Hit the function button and that'll change the parameters in whatever mode you're in, so now you can just adjust the brightness. It's adjustable from 0 all the way to 100 in increments of 1. Hitting the mode button will change it to HSI mode. So again, hitting the function button will go to different parameters. So from brightness control to changing the color to adjusting the saturation. And then another press of the mode button will take it into the effects mode. Now there's 13 different effects. I'm not going to go through them all because I don't want to waste time and also maybe trigger an epileptic seizure. In addition to the 13 modes, there's also 3 different parameters. So if you hit the function button, there's an A, B, and C sub function, I guess, for the effects mode. So basically that just changes how quickly the effect will cycle through. So if it's like a lightning bolt or something, it'll go faster or slower depending on whether it's A, B, C. And you can also adjust the brightness of the effects, of course. Another nice little bit of functionality in the HSI and CCT mode, if you long press the mode button, it will bring up a preset menu. So whatever settings you have in the light currently, you can save that as a preset. And you can just cycle through those presets and just call them up as needed. Battery life, I checked in both 2500 Kelvin and 5600 Kelvin. At 2500 Kelvin, it lasted for 1 hour and 36 minutes, and at 5600 Kelvin, it lasted for 1 hour and 57 minutes. And it takes about 2 hours or so to charge from a fully dead battery, and the light will maintain 100% brightness until the battery dies, so it doesn't dim as the battery loses power. Having little RGB LED lights like these, or bicolor lights even, are really handy, and the fact that more and more of them are coming out and they're actually becoming more and more affordable is nice. I'd held off on buying something like this for a long time because I just didn't really want to spend the money on one, but there's been so many times when I wish that I did have one. You can see in the background here, in that lamp in the back, I actually have the Andy Cine R2 as kind of the bulb in that lamp, and it's really great because you can just dial in exactly how bright you want that to be. A lot of household bulbs might be too bright. That's one use case for these. There's really any number of use cases. They're super handy for doing little product shots, product B-roll. If you're doing any kind of narrative or maybe music video type stuff, a lot of times you'll see people place these in an interior car shot, like a night shot, to augment like a dash light. So they're really great to augment practical lights to motivate light in a certain way, but just give you a little bit more light than would actually be in the scene. You can obviously use these as on-camera lights as well. So if you're like an event shooter or shooting some like a documentary or whatever, and it's really dim, you can throw these on the camera in order to give you just enough exposure on person so that you're not bumping your ISO up to crazy levels and making it super noisy. I really like this light overall. It has some nice functionality to it. The build quality is reasonably good for an all plastic build, and the little mushroom cap does a really nice job with diffusion. Really the only negative I can think in comparison to some other lights like this is that there's no built-in magnet. I'm just rambling. I feel like I've said just about all there is to say about this light. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you know where they go. As always, I appreciate you watching the video, and maybe I'll see you in another one.